Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Cosmic Lounge. Very sorry for the delay. Technical issues. Probably more to do with the wiring in my brain than anything else. Anyway, so Cosmic Lounge, thank you for joining us. For those what's just joined us, hello. We've got an amazing conversation coming up. It's been posted far and wide, so hopefully a lot of people will jump on and join us for this chat. It is, in fact, I'm just going to, if it's okay, I'm just going to bring Jennifer straight in. We're just going to go for it off the cuff, if that's okay.
Hello.
Yes. Jennifer, hello. Thank you so much for, yes. I love our chats. Absolutely.
Me too.
So I think we can say hello to everybody. Do you want to say hello to everybody?
Yes, let's do it. I see Miss Jennifer McCormick. Hello, beautiful. Nice to see you. Vivian, aloha from Hawaii. Hello, hello. We're ready to go. Your turn, Colin.
So I know we've got Annie. Thank you, Annie, for joining us. And Heidi. Hi, Heidi.
Hi,
And
Arnie.
everybody else also.
Hi, hi.
Oh, Jennifer Rose. Hi, Jennifer Rose. She's here. That's nice to see. Vivian. Hola. No,
I think you meant Jennifer McCormick.
It's aloha. Jennifer Rose and Jennifer Mack. Jennifer Mack, hello. Lovely to have you with us. She's got an alien
Jeffrey.
on it. She put it up. Jennifer Mack put an alien on it.
She does that for you, Colin.
So sweet. Thank you so much. Margaret's here as well. Hi, Margaret. Thank you for joining us. So, guys, what we're going to do is clearly this is about unveiling the new grid, as the title says. I've got to confess, I am really looking forward to this one because for me, there's quite a deep meaning behind it, and it connects in a distance to enlightenment and our move towards enlightenment and everything in between, all those stages in between. So I'm really happy that Jennifer's kind of suggested, or we've suggested it, or somehow we've done this and come up with this title, Unveiling the New Grid. So I don't think we need introduction. Everybody knows who we are, I think, by now, kind of. So, Jennifer, thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome, Colin. Thanks for having me again.
Yay!
This is becoming a regular thing. To make a good team.
I was going to say the show continues.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. What a crazy week, with the energies. And we had our sort of surprise live back on, was it Tuesday? I think it was.
So,
and yeah. We're seeing some interesting things out there. So it's getting good, folks.
It seems, it was just saying, wasn't we? Well, you was just mentioning, it seems to have, the intensity seems to have eased.
It's better. Yeah. It's better. I don't feel like I'm in the wrong movie anymore. Like, okay.
But or on the wrong planet.
I have been kind of laying low, though. I have been a little bit just not going out too much.
Do you know what, Jennifer? I think a lot of people have been doing that. I think they've been going, okay, I'll go out for essential goods and then I'll just get back quick.
That's not a bad idea.
That's been fun. Yeah, Vivian.
Mm-hmm.
So, as we go into it, Patrick. Hi, Patrick.
Hey, Patrick.
Thanks for joining us.
Patrick's over in Ireland.
Yeah, hope you're doing well, Patrick. So, Jennifer, by the way, just a quick notice with Patrick, I hope you don't mind. If anybody wants healing, etc., check out Patrick Monahan and have a look what's going on with Patrick. There's a beautiful mind. Beautiful. So, let's have a look at a couple of these comments, shall we?
Okay.
Heidi. Let's dive into the comments. Start with, there you go. Go for it, Jennifer, if you wish.
That anxious feeling is gone, but I still feel like I'm going on stage, the way I explained that feeling, where, you feel like you're in a movie, but you're aware you're in the movie kind of thing. That's how I felt too. I was like, I'm in the wrong movie. Things are not right. But that may be more likely being aware, like having just a more disconnected awareness from the movie too, and seeing it from a different perspective. But yeah, I'm right there with you, Heidi. That same feeling.
Yeah, good point, Heidi. I agree.
Yeah.
yeah, well, the way I'm perceiving it is it's just slightly less intense. There's still energy moving, it's still active, but it
Yeah.
doesn't seem to have the same intensity as what it had between, I would say, between Saturday, Sunday, up to about Wednesday, Thursday. Yesterday, it was clear there was going to be a softening of it, and that's
Hmm.
continued into today, but it's still very much present. So,
Yeah.
Heidi, yeah.
And life
Um,
is a stage. That's true. That's not wrong. That's what Shakespeare always said. And we're all actors upon it. So we're all playing us. Very true. But to become aware of it, interesting. Okay, you
yeah.
froze, Colin.
Oh, sorry. Oh, I've gone. Well, look at it. I've left the ship. Can you
I can
still see
hear
me?
you. I can hear you. But you're frozen. You're frozen nice though. You're not frozen in a funny contorted
Ah,
way. So that's a
okay.
good thing. You froze just
That's
with a nice
interesting.
seriousness.
Oh, do you know what? I can't even see my picture. That's
I
incredible.
can I can see your
I can
picture.
see
Can you
you.
okay. Can you all
Oh,
see
that's interesting.
Colin? Let us know in the comments if you would too. Okay, that's okay. We'll just keep moving until you
Yeah.
reappear. You
Yeah.
know,
Okay then.
we're in the
So
Collins lounge. What do you expect, Colin?
we expected this. There was something. Do you know what? Okay, let's start from the beginning then. There was something very strong trying to prevent us getting on tonight, and it started about 15 minutes before the hour. And I thought, okay, here it comes. And now we've got this. Okay, because I still can't see a picture. But I can
Okay,
see you and I can see the writings and the chat.
okay,
So
okay.
we can
So they
carry on
can
to the
see
next
you.
question.
Yeah, everyone can see you.
Yeah.
You just look frozen, but you're frozen in a nice pose.
Brilliant.
So.
That's nice. That's good to hear. That makes a change. Oh,
The alternate would just be like, oh dear.
so let's find where with some of these. I can see Jennifer McCormack. So happy I could get on here. It's been playing up the past few days. Had to watch you on
Yeah.
White Eye YouTube yesterday, Jennifer. Oh, Mrs.
Oh,
Bald
that
Eagle
was
was
you,
me.
love. That was you.
Yay. And
Oh,
then
that makes
Annie.
sense.
Oh, thank you, Jennifer. Annie. Actually, this week I found I've been releasing more stuff still there. 100% Annie. That's what this one's done. Jennifer.
Yeah. I think a lot of oh, your camera's yeah, you might want to just try turning your camera off and on and see if that gets you back in. It's worth a try. Nope, you're still
Ooh,
frozen. Okay. Um, you know, Ava, you could try taking him off stage and putting him back on stage and just we'll just see if we can like trick it back into action here. Hello everyone. I got big. So, okay. All right. So, with that, let's see where we are. Can you put a comment up for me, Ava? Let's see here. We'll keep things running here. Heidi says, very distinguished Colin. And always looking right. Very true, very true. Hi, Nancy. Good to see you. We're just trying to get Colin's video back. So he was frozen for a long time, and we'll see if we can get him back in. Hello, Lisa Hanson. How are you? Welcome, welcome. So I'm not surprised. That, you know that this when you have a lot of power and energy flowing with this group, I'm not surprised if something glitches. So it doesn't, doesn't phase me here. Okay, Jennifer McCormick, Saturn sextile Pluto today, my darling. What does that mean? Can you tell us that? But Saturn is, I know, Pluto is kind of like our dark night of the soul, shadow planet. Like, get to the core of us kind of planet, right? And then Saturn on top of that means extra difficult. Do I have that right, Jennifer? In a nutshell, is from the layperson's understanding of astrology. Hi, Steve Townsend. How are you? Hello, Cindy Woodside. How are you? Good to see you. All right. All right, Ava, let me know how Colin's doing here. Okay. All right, he's changing computers. Okay, there we go. Okay. All right. I'm gonna hold the fort, everybody. So let me see here. We were talking about releasing. Okay. Miss Heidi Goal. I've had very synchronistic feeling with these two geese flying by low and loud for 3 days now, making sure I see them. That's pretty cool. I like that, Heidi. Yeah, that's that's something to pay attention to because it's been continuous. So it's not just like a random thing. And Jennifer's saying I've got that right. So yeah, that's a challenging placement then to have Saturn on top of Pluto. Can I sing? Can you want me to sing, Patrick? What would you like me to sing? That's too funny. I just might do it. Spirit might make me. So be careful what you wish for. Okay. So you rarely see two geese and never that low, and two stork-like birds in one day. Yeah, that's very interesting. Oh my gosh. Okay, thank you, Arnie, for putting live on there too. That does help. So if you're all able to put live in the comments and heart our video too, a heart or a care or wow, that actually helps with the algorithms. It tells Facebook that we're doing well and more people should check us out too. And if you care to share, tag, subscribe, all that, we really appreciate it. Follow. If you're over on YouTube, you can thumbs up the little video too. And we love your comments and we love to know what you all have to say here too. So, but yeah, I love all the bird synchronicities that you're having over there, Heidi, too. And hello, Miss Nancy. How are you doing? Thanks for joining us too. And I see it's all blurry if I don't have glasses. Kira Jade. Heidi is wondering if they're cranes. Kira Jade is wondering, Heidi, if you saw cranes. And Heidi's saying, I'm honestly floored with the synchronicities in the last weeks. Numbers too. Wow. A lot of numbers. Yeah. There we go. And he's back. Welcome back, Colin.
Oh, Jennifer, well done. I could hear you in the distance.
You had too much dynamic power and your computer couldn't handle you.
Somebody seriously does not want this conversation.
Maybe you're just too electrified and you're like, ooh.
Oh, I think it's the relevance of it. So thank you so much anyway for keep going, Jennifer.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
Oof. Hello, everybody who's just joined us. Sorry about that. These are no longer technical issues. They are more than that. So, hey-ho. But they're not stopping the light. Glitch.
You can't stop the light.
Yeah, just any glitches, just dissolve them and keep smiling at them. Where was we, Jennifer? Sorry.
We were reading the comments and we were talking about releasing things. Heidi's having a lot of synchronicities with birds showing up, like geese and storks and maybe cranes too, flying really low.
Got you.
So I find that interesting because birds are very sensitive to the electromagnetic frequency in the atmosphere, if I've got that right. Would that be correct? Someone correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's correct too.
Yeah.
And then Jennifer McCormick was saying Saturn is conjunct Pluto or square Pluto, that's a tough placement because Pluto is like your dark night of the soul planet. It's your shadow planet. Yep. And when Saturn's on top of it, Saturn amplifies it, not in a good way, at least for us human people.
And funny enough, I think there was a reference to Pluto in the last 3 or 4 days as well. Some relevant reference. But it's interesting about the cranes because we had a walk around the lake yesterday. There's a lake just near where Ava lives. And for the first time, this bird just kind of, as we're walking around, didn't even see it. Woof, it just came out of the water and hit the air. And it was a crane, which is highly unusual for us to see around here. And it was like, oh, okay. We were both kind of stunned by it. Pleasantly.
Yeah.
Brilliant stuff. Hi, Melissa. Thanks for joining us. And Lizzie and everybody else.
She's such a pretty picture, Melissa. Such a lovely photo.
It's a stunning picture, isn't it?
It's just so lovely how you're with the light shining on your face there. So I appreciate.
And she's going to hate me for saying this, but it actually reflects the beauty of Melissa's soul.
Yeah, I believe that.
She's absolutely beautiful soul.
Mm-hmm. I believe that.
So she got birds today in the meditation and loving these synchronicities. That's it.
Mm-hmm. Yep, the numbers. When I was channeling on Wednesday, I was finished and I was starting to come back, and then I just spit out 15 ones in a row. And I was like, I had to go back on the recording and count them because I was just like 1 1 1 1 1 1 1. I'm like, how many is it? It was 15. I'm like, okay. 15 ones. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. So there's something there for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah. Jennifer's saying Pluto is the underdog and should never have been declassified as a dwarf planet. I agree with you, Jennifer. Right there with you.
I was
Well,
just looking
let's just say it may be a small planet. It's a mighty tough planet.
It's funny because I'm the same. I totally agree with Jennifer. Both of you, Jennifer. Pluto. It's funny. You can't all of a sudden, for centuries have a planet and then all of a sudden just go, okay, we're going to kind of dismiss it. It makes me suspicious of things when they do things like that. So it's like, why have they done that? And apparently there is some kind of potential object moving behind or towards Pluto, out to the visual sight, apparently.
So there's more to the explanation than we were given. That is interesting.
Yes.
There always is, isn't there?
Every time when they do something like that, it's like, okay. So hi, Cindy Woodside. Nice to have you with us. Nancy's here. Hi, Nancy.
I know. Nancy's my girl. She's going to come on Sunday service with you, Colin, tomorrow. Colin's on my Sunday service tomorrow for the love of spirit. And we have mediumship, healing, poetry, love. Nancy does a group reading at the end. So please do come. We want to see you. It's at my website under my name there. Thank you. Colin's our guest medium. So if you haven't had enough of the two of us together, come back tomorrow for more. I'm in a silly mood, so you'll have to just bear with me on it.
Come on, let's ride it. Well, Trip the Light, fantastic. Let's do it.
We're tripping the light, fantastic. And one of our gals was saying binary code, which makes sense. I think that's the ones and zeros.
Yes.
So, but it was just like all ones. And so I was like, well, that was very interesting. That just came out. So
Lizzie, binary code.
Yeah.
So Patrick's asking if you can sing, Jennifer.
That was when we were trying to fill the space while you were getting on your new computer.
Okay.
Here comes the sun. Do 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 do. There you go. Gave you a bar. I didn't get a lot of sleep last night, so I'm a little bit goofy, but it's okay because I'm entertaining.
Go for it. We love it.
Well, I'll get serious with y'all in just a minute because we got to talk about this grid. So
no, come on, let's keep it light. I agree. Keep going, Jennifer. No. Otherwise, it'll turn too serious.
But if you're smiling and you're laughing, see, this raises our frequency. So this is actually helping us to elevate into a very nice, soft, gentle space to be into. And that's a good thing because there's nothing like love and joy to elevate you into a high frequency. And that seems to be what we're all wanting to be, is we're wanting to raise the frequency so we can lift at a density, And so what do we need? More joy and more love. It's not that hard.
Oh, Cindy, thank you. Energy is, well, guys, it's you and everybody else what makes it, Cindy. And of course, Jennifer. So it's amazing. This is why we love, I've said it before, but I love the interactive aspect of all this. So, with everybody being involved in it. So everybody's contributing.
It's so much more fun.
Yeah. To be quite honest, I'm away with the theories. It's pointless me trying to I'm almost unaligned temporarily. That's how it feels at the minute. It's crazy. So it just feel free. Let rip, Jennifer. Keep going.
Collective love. Okay, excellent. So, all right. So let's talk about our new grid, which is basically light infused. It's light. Let's call it light. And I would say we are the grid. We make the grid. We're being helped by our galactic friends and to create this new grid that is coming into more awarenesses than just ours. But it is designed to help lift us out of density. So we're kind of like moving up a nice big step, right? And so how is this all gonna show up and work out? That should be super interesting to see. But I think the consensus is we're too dense. It's time to move. It's time for the next step. And then it will be time for the next step. But the existing one, as we've spoken of in the last couple of lives, it's got a lot of dense emotional energy and memory. We can call it memory. And dense isn't necessarily bad. We live in contrast. However, it's gotten really, really kind of clogged up in the right. So it's almost like, if I want to compare, the electric grid of the US is very old and at some point is going to need to be rebuild, right? So it's like we're rebuilding one over the entire planet, a new one, but everybody who can hold power, whether you're a medium, whether you're a healer, an athlete, a channeler of music, perhaps, like they're going to use anybody who can help hold power to amplify this grid. But I would say it's light, and this light is going to kind of jump us up. So it's like I feel like this is my sort of understanding, and I may not have this exactly right, but we're going to find ourselves in a new space that's less dense. But what I'm being told by our friends is we still have to remember. So it's not like a reset and we forget and have like new memory. It's more like a reset, but we remember. But something will change, and it feels pretty significant, and it feels like it's already in process. Hand it over to you, Colin.
Oh, so
Are you back? Are you back with me?
I'm not, pass. I ain't got a clue. All I know is that all I know is that they're like stacking around at the minute. So
yeah. Oh, we lost your sound. You're just too amplified, Colin. Now here we go again. All right, Ava, help me with some comments, and then we'll keep this show going to the flow. All right, gosh, let me see. All right, we can say your name and nothing else, Mr. Colin. All right, we're gonna do this. All right, Jennifer, there's 3 rules. You can't remember them, but it has to do with the orbit of the planet. Okay, if you find that out, pop that in for us. I know, Cindy, right? Poor Colin. We've lost me too. All right, can you guys hear me? Hold on. Let me know if you can hear me. Goodness gracious, I think we probably have a Wi-Fi issue over in Colin's neck of the woods. Okay, I'm back. Goodness gracious, I'm sorry, hon. This is we got technical problems too, but the Wi-Fi may be a little bit off over there. So we'll get going. Okay. All right. So let me see here. Where are we? Helen Marie, you got a reading yesterday that mentioned Pluto. Interesting. Synchronicities are crazy. So Colin's been getting Pluto. You've been getting Pluto. Helen Marie, Jennifer McCormick's getting Pluto. Vivian can see and hear me. Excellent. We're playing peekaboo. Well, there's something there, Arnie, isn't there, too? So let's talk about that for a second, too. So what happens when we raise our frequency? There's a couple of messages I've been getting about this, and it's very interesting because they're kind of paradoxical, but life is a paradox, right? So we're going to like embrace the paradox of it. But when we raise our frequency, we can feel a sense of sometimes disconnection or separation from the rest of the world around us, unless maybe we're like in this sharing in this space together, right? And so he's back. Can we hear you?
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, you sound great.
Wow, 2 computers, literally everything went black.
You're just super amplified, Colin.
Everything just went black. I knew
you might need to take your shoes off. I think you should take your shoes off. And
I can actually show you my feet. I've got bare feet at this minute. I always come on bare feet. Always.
Okay.
Wow. So this is kind of, they talk about tripping.
We're tripping the light. Fantastic, for sure. All right.
Definitely.
So
yeah, go on, Jennifer. Sorry.
Well, so we were talking about the grid and the light and this, and then I kind of segued into talking about raising our frequency and how this may give us feelings of disconnection from the world around us, like the everyday world, that we're used to being too. Tag here at Nothing Can Stop This.
Nothing, Annie, absolutely no chance.
We're like rebels, right? So,
I've had a lot worse run at me than this little tickling energy.
Right? So, but we were talking about raising our frequency, and then we'll get back to the grid, which is why we had this live, but we're having all these interesting experiences here. So we're going to we'll move this together. So when we raise our frequency, it can make us feel sometimes disconnected from the 3D world. Maybe not when we're in a space like this, because we're resonating with each other, right? But there is a little bit of caution in that sometimes here we are trying to raise our frequency because we want to feel more connected into the oneness, but then we ended up feeling less connected into the 3D, which is where we still live, where we still reside, where we're still also existing, right? So there's this sort of paradoxical thing. So there was a little bit of, I guess, gentle reminder to that one is not superior to another, too. So it's like we have to understand that that sometimes we're disconnecting to reconnect, which, and so it gives us a sort of paradoxical turnaround that we get into. That said, we may feel sometimes a little bit invisible when we're out there in the 3D world, like people aren't noticing us or people aren't seeing us because they're operating, on a different, and that's okay too, right? So it's just a matter of like getting used to that and it being okay with it. But it's like we have to be able to kind of. But the trick is, and they also spoke of awakening and awakening. So like awakening, you're awakening. So you can have more than one awakening. And there is basically the message to still stay connected to the rest of the world. That doesn't mean go back into less awakening. It just means we're in it. We're here to make a difference. We're here to help others. We're here to make it better. And so we don't necessarily need to isolate ourselves from the 3D world, but it can be uncomfortable to be in, especially if you feel like people don't see us or something like that. But we have to try our best to maintain connection, even in the disconnection of what we might call an elusive reality.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Very much. Very much.
You talk in rhymes and riddles when we go into this stuff, so it's hard to,
It's funny because this is one of the reasons, because there's many, why I absolutely love having these conversations with you, particularly Jennifer, because it's what we make reference to is the whole and not dismissing anything. You mentioned something yesterday as well about the separation aspect. Not separating from, just because we may feel we're on a spiritual path and we're ascending and expanding, etc. It doesn't mean we're separating ourselves from the 3D reality and the people, what we think have not awakened yet. This us and them business. That's it. Well, I would say it contains the separation, and Spirit trying to say to us, we know there's no separation. So don't separate from people what are not awakened yet. They're all going to awaken anyway. You see, I've just said it, they, which means us and them. So we find it difficult for the terminology, but and this is where I agree with what you were saying. We may ascend and we may be expanding. Well, of course we are. And yet simultaneously, for me, the key is when we ask ourselves why we're here, the ascension and expansion is a part of it, but the important part is to bring that light into the 3D, into the second D, into the first D. So whatever is stuck on those planes is purified, so to speak. And therefore, the frequencies of those planes can operate in a fluid manner rather than this dense state, which we assume they are. Even I do often. You go, okay, density is there, light and clarity is there. I use them in order to express an image or picture. And yet what we're actually doing is, I actually think we bring the light into the third dimension, through to the second, through to the first. This is going to sound crazy. And then pierce that energy and something's going to open up. And then we're going to have a clear channel to new realms, not just above us as we intend, as we think, but if we wish to be, we're almost looking at two portals joining together, like the geomagnetic field around the Earth, or the toroidal field, so to speak. We're meeting, so we come into that vortex, what I call the psychic abyss. It's clear we're entering into a psychic abyss because all the psychic energy now is abounding and we're clearing it. And as we clear the 3D, it doesn't mean to say we're going to ascend. And I know a lot of people, and I've got profound respect for, before I make this statement, for people what are attuning to the fourth and fifth dimensions, etc., etc. We're not going to be leaving the third and second and first dimension behind. That's absolutely ridiculous. We are based upon those three aspects, the three dimensions. What we're doing is purifying all the stagnant and old energy of them, and simultaneously we're expanding into the fourth and fifth and so on. So it's almost like we've got this total, complete cleansing and clearing, and that's been our task on one level. You know, people say we're here to learn, and I kind of get it, but at the same time we're not, because as soon as we say, "Well, I'm learning," we're straight away underestimating who we are. That's a paradox in its own way, because if we're learning something, we're lacking the knowing, and I believe as we expand and ascend further, like we are doing continuously, then we're getting closer to the knowing energy. You know, we could say we're learning about knowing because the knowing is absent, and yet the knowing is within us, which is like, boom, let's take that one out there, throw that out into the space. But just quickly, what I wanted to make a reference to, Jennifer, on this unveiling the new grid is in conjunction with the ascension, is we can clearly see now that it's happening on all levels. The physical, where we can see what's going on with current affairs on the planet. So therefore, we know there's a massive clearing going on, so to speak, or transformation of energies, whichever word we use, on a physical level. And it's getting more intense, and this is very, very clear. I think we're going to run out of a space where mankind is going to be able to deny and ignore what's happening, because what's happening at the moment physically is escalating, it's spreading, it's expanding outwards. There's so many more countries getting involved, and I don't want to put a fear factor here, but I'm going to throw this in. To some, it may look like the Third World War has started physically. Now, that can't be disputed because the signs are all there. However, what I have a tendency to think is that's a reflection of the Third World War within us, as we cleanse and clear and fight the battles within us. And of course, they're not battles. What we're doing is going inside and going, right, I've got this stagnant energy, got this old energy, like what everybody's just been encountering the last week. Memories coming up, emotions coming up. And the interesting bit, no, I'll pause and we'll come back to that. Otherwise, I'll just keep going.
I love how you said that. So we're like bringing the light down, not just in 3, but in 2, and then in 1, and then in 0. And isn't the 0 point, the nothingness, the empty space? Like that's where, that's where the creation is going to happen. So that's where the jump is going to happen.
Yes. Yeah. We can have fun with this. We can actually have fun with this, Jennifer, because there is a lighter side, obviously, always. So if we imagine a spiral or the toroidal field, but let's stick to a spiral or an abyss. What it's doing, it sucks in. So the top is all that space and light, and that's, let's say, the 7th and 8th dimension at the top. Then we come down 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and as we're coming down, it gets narrower and narrower and shorter, and it reaches that single dot, or what's called iota of the first dimension. That single point. There's nothing else. It's a single point. And as we come into that, I was going to say, as we get sucked into it,
or the void, would it be the same as the void?
Yeah, that's right.
It's the 0 point, the void, the single point.
It's the, I would say, it's the maximum density of existence.
Kind of like a black hole before it spits out the other side.
This is where we're going. You've just got it, Jennifer.
Okay.
What's happening? We're coming into it, and the pressure and the light, what we're all putting into it, is what's going to reach that 0 point, and it's going to pop, and then a new spiral is going to open up. Whether it's below it, next to it, opposite it, above, it doesn't matter what direction it's in. What we're looking at is these two spirals meeting. And when we're talking about portals, this is where we're at. This is the one for me. This is the big one, because we know there's lots of portals. We're a multitude and billions of them within us. But when we're talking of one of the bigger ones or the major ones, that 0 point is where we've come down the spiral. We're approaching 0 point, and all of a sudden, there's going to be that collision between them 2 points, and that other portal is going to open up. And that is potentially where we're looking at the new world and the new way of being. But it's going to take us to get to 0 point. So we have a tendency to go, okay, I'm just going to keep ascending. I'm going to keep expanding. I'm going up, 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 up. And Spirit's going, it's not quite like that, guys. It's in all directions, including that way.
Yeah.
But we don't want to look at that. We really don't want to look at it. But when we look at the physical world, we see that's where it's taken us. So spiritually speaking, to be a clear channel and in total alignment, then we know we've got to have that complete unified energy from the crown through the base and all the other, the other bodies of existence of who we are, and that light coming in and going all the way through. So, and then we go beyond time because we have a tendency to think directional. So we can go, forget directional stuff, So we're actually opening up probably, I know they wanted this for a reason. I think we're actually opening up probably the most significant portal as a collective. We can go in these portals as individuals with our guides, etc., cosmic beings, trip the light, fantastic. But I really seriously think we are opening up a new portal and we can only do it together with the light of all of us together collectively.
Yeah.
So
there's no one savior in all this. It's everybody, working together.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's interesting because we're gonna have to still remember. So it's like making this jump.
Yeah.
But still remembering, because if we forget, then what's the problem? We repeat. So
totally agree, Jennifer.
In
fact, we did a live last night and in person. And it was a presentation about energies, etc. And it's funny that you've just mentioned that one particular point, because one of the guys there raised a question about how do we, when we drive from one location to another, how do we not remember some of the things, what's on the road and how we actually got there? We know we've got there, but we can't remember the journey or back part of the journey. And this point came up, and it's definitely to do with memory. My understand. We are cosmic mathematicians. And as cosmic mathematicians, there's that aspect about us. What is a mathematician? We take on and we are aware of every single detail in every environment we go in. So an item on the side of a shelf, a word what somebody says, the look or the color of somebody's eyes in a set in a corner. Our awareness actually detects every single thing and it memorizes it. It's stored in our memory as cosmic mathematicians. So our conscious awareness perceives to a certain distance, if you like, and he goes, okay, I can see Jennifer, I can see the shade behind her, etc., the color of your hair, all that. So Colin's eyes are seeing what it's seeing. Okay. But on another level, it's seeing everything on the screen as well and recording and remembering. That's why sometimes when we recall memories, we can even smell, somebody's baking from 30 years ago, as clear as anything. With a clear mind, just quickly, I might as well throw this bit in. When we've reached that point of clarity, of awareness, emptied to whatever degree we can, our mind, we meet this mathematician, we meet the memory, and it's got everything stored in perfect order. And a smell what we had as a child of, going in a shop or passing a bakeries or something like that. When we're in that clear mind, that memory comes back and it's amplified 1,000 times more than what we actually experienced in the moment we experienced it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, Yeah.
I know we've drifted off the grid here.
Yeah, no, drifted off the grid. Too funny, but
Fell off
it's
it.
it's a challenging thing because if we make this quantum leap or jump and people remember it, it could be very traumatizing for people. They won't like what the heck is happening too,
Yeah.
right? So there's going to have to be an adaptation or an adjustment to
Mm.
that too. But think about it: if we forget, we've robbed ourselves of the experience of this, you know,
Yeah.
like
What do you think?
cosmic event of all events kind of thing,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So because the wondrousness of it too. So
We've been
I
with
and we don't
so
want to repeat. We don't want to fill up a new space with a bunch more that dense density. I mean, contrast
yeah.
is one thing, but that, you know, that level of suffering has gotten so dense. But I do understand that source can test itself to across all limits, you know, to
Yeah.
see what it can, you know. And it's like you in the end, love cannot be destroyed, you know, love
Yeah.
and light cannot be destroyed, right? But I can understand source will test itself
Yeah.
through, you know, beyond limits to make sure that's true, right? Or to prove that true. I kind of think we have, um but yeah, so we don't want to go back and start repeating the same things and just filling it up with more of that when there's an opportunity to do it in a new way. Door number 3. Do it in a new way. That's the portal.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally agree. Definitely.
Yeah,
It's
a
like
new way.
once we've I keep for some reason we keep wanting to use this word purified. Don't know why, but it's here. Once we've purified our energies, i.e., transformed those old particles and atoms of our experiences, once they've been transformed, they can never go back to what they was. We can have the memory of what they was, but we can never go back to them. And I think this is the magical part about this stage of the journey. In line in keeping what you're saying, that as we are all collectively, individually and collectively, doing what we're doing, I don't believe for 1 minute we will ever go back to how we used to be, because specifically for one reason, the energy is too dense, that the light we're about to experience and we are experiencing and continuing to experience, the light of our awareness and the vibrations and wavelengths of who we are, will be that pure that anything of a dense nature will be dissolved immediately and it will be unattractive to us. In the center point of us. And that doesn't make reference to ascending above dense energies. I don't mean in that way. I mean from the core of our being, within and around us and everything in the space of the environment we're in, anything of a dense nature will be transformed and dissolved. And it won't hold any gravity over us as we go forward. So it's almost like when we look back at our lives and we go, woof, okay, I did this, I did that, woof. Well, I won't go back to that again. Now, we all say, you know, classic, or most people go, well, if I had the knowledge and wisdom what I had now, I'd have made different choices. That's a common one. You know, it's like, no, we wouldn't. We'd do exactly the same. You know, we wasn't meant to have the wisdom we've got now in them days. We was meant to have exactly what we had in them days to gain the experience what we experienced in order to get to this point of who we are now. We know this as part of the path. And yet here we are now and go, okay, like we walk in an environment and we can feel the thickness and the heaviness of a room or something. We walk out because we're taking responsibility now. We're going, I don't want my energies in here. Bye-bye, I'm off. So that's kind of a sign where the memory aspect, as we go forward and get into that light of a new world, so to speak, we're never going to come this way again. And I don't think the cosmos is going to allow it, because the cosmos is going, no, guys, change is here. Let go of everything you knew apart from 2 minutes ago. All of it, your thoughts, the lot, get rid of it. Because it saved you up to this moment. But you're in a new moment now, in this moment, if that makes sense.
Oh, for sure. I want to say hi to Judith. Good to see you, Judith Miller. She has her own podcast called Prophetic News. So I'm curious if what she might want to offer to this conversation too.
Mm.
But what you said about the purify too, and yeah, I'm curious about this one. Is I've had a couple people say this world feels like purgatory. It feels like we're in purgatory, and I thought that's interesting. And I'm like, purgatory, we need to purge, and those are strong words. I usually
Yeah.
don't use those words. You know me, I soften things up, but it makes sense to purify what we need to purge, or how we say release, let go,
Yeah.
heal, integrate, whatever words you want to use. But it's and it sure seems like in this, especially in this last week, there was a lot of that sort of just like
Yeah.
fragmentation, kind of, being moved around. We'll just say being moved around with that too. And then Jennifer was offering Saturn and Aries at the anaretic degree on the 3-3 portal, ignited the fire horse energy that has been blazing since February. It's very fire horse energy. There's no doubt about that. For true. Yeah. So there's a lot of fire energy. And what's that going to do? It's going to burn
That's
it all.
right. Purify.
Exactly.
Fire
Don't
purifies.
they put those samurai swords in like 10,000 times or something into the fire to get it pure? So I guess
them. It's called tempering.
we're all being purified. Good God help us.
Well, there's an old metalwork saying, we're all being cut and plenished. It's like, which is kind of like the metal is like constantly tapped away at to get the shape and its new form, what it wants.
Yeah.
There's so many analogies in there. But I think, to be honest, Jennifer, in relation to the ascension and the new grid, I mean, the big question for me is, what is the new grid? What is it? That's the thing. And before we go any further, I just wanted to, if I may, I just wanted to share this with people. I think this conversation about the new grid is exceptionally relevant, because we know we are now at a very intense moment in the period of human history and human evolution, not just history, forget history, in the stage of evolution right now. And I think this new grid is seriously significant, exceptionally significant. So, and this change from, not the change, as we know, we've got the old grid, like you was describing earlier, kind of, it's got to be cleared. As the old grid gets cleared, the new one starts appearing. We could probably say the new one was always been there. And as we clear the old one, we're seeing the presence of that second one. I don't know. That's the impression I'm getting. But I think two important aspects revolving around this is global affairs and the spiritual shift of humanity. This parallel, almost like two wavelengths working parallel to each other, two frequencies going on. We've got one which is seeking destruction and one which is seeking enlightenment and peace. And it's so significant, I believe. And the grid somehow appears to have some kind of profound meaning in connection to the event. So what's your thoughts on this, Jennifer? You know me, I like to
yeah, and it's almost like the old one is very draining.
Yeah.
I'm trying to, you know me, I'm careful what I say, but the old one is, it's got there's a drain to what people are experiencing, and it kind of, and and then the new one is more of what's kind of going to be like feeding us, feeding us and uplifting us back again. And so, and we are it, our essence, the light of our being. We are it. We're making it, and with help. From my understanding, our cosmic neighbors, they're giving us a lot of help, but it's all in alignment with what is being accepted. The help is being accepted. If the help wasn't being accepted, then they would back off kind of thing. But
Yeah.
it's quite busy. Talk about, we heard that, the airwaves seemed really jammed up and things like that, but there's a lot of activity out there. We can't see it all, but
Yeah.
yeah, there's a lot.
I would say extremely, yeah.
And I do feel like they are doing enough help to prevent something, catastrophic from happening. I don't think they will let that happen, because that's not the will of the collective consciousness of us either. So they have some clever tendencies, I would say, that are able to make sure that certain things can't work right to make something more catastrophic happen too. So but there's always reflection. So whatever we do with inside of us is also going to affect the outside of us too. And the more we amplify ourselves, and that includes staying healthy, so you've got a lot of energy that you can work with, we're helping to make this new grid stronger. And it's not filled with all this that this is a lot of suffering. There's a lot of suffering to be cleared. I want to give that grace too, and I want to hold some sacredness to that too, because if we just look at it as it's all wrong, that, I don't know if that makes us feel any better, but if we could put some sacredness around that, because with a high frequency of unconditional love, like, we can clear anything, because everything then becomes forgiven in the way that word is intended to be, not the way we use it on a human level, but in the way that is intended to be. And that is true healing. That is true oneness. That is true coming into collective being together too, in a place where, like our neighbors, they exist together and they aren't harming one another. So we can too. There is a new way. It's as if the many possibilities of how love could be challenged and destroyed have been exhausted. Like, it's unlimited, but there's a point where, kind of like, you guys remember that movie War Games back in the 80s, and the computer was trying all these strategies over and over and over again, and it finally just gave up and said, how about a nice game of chess, right? And it's like, so a little bit like that, and which is an interesting analogy, right? Compared to what's happening now. Doesn't it sometimes seems like we're like, movies are created and then we're living that movie too, like there's reflections everywhere too. So it's super interesting. So, but there is another way. And I think we all want to walk through that door too. Maybe not everybody, but most of us do. So, do we want to like check in with our friends and see what
Let's
they're
do that,
offering?
Jennifer. Beautifully said, Jennifer.
Thank you.
We've got a beautiful build-up of energy coming here.
Thank you.
Yeah, let's bring some comments up. Sue, had a lot of problems with laptop yesterday and today too. Also, a lot of fractured thoughts and memory problems with myself, plus clumsiness. Many multiple number repeats too. Yeah, Sue.
Yeah.
I think you're summing up. I think this is where it's ongoing.
Yeah.
Still, it seems to be. I just wanted to ask Sue if it's easing slightly, or whether it's still ongoing for her, because clearly it seems to be easing, but it is still ongoing. We're not out the woods yet from this wave. So brilliant, Sue. Yeah, I mean, so many people. We spoke to somebody today, and I reeled off a few. What I thought was maybe the top 3 to 4 things. What was a part of this latest wave relevant, which was the head conditions, the memory, the dreams, and the physical conditions. They was the kind of 4 top things going on, and of course emotions coming up. So the memory, the dream aspects, fractured thoughts, and they was just like, well, okay, you've just summed up me for the last week, and it's like, settle down early evening today. Off. So please, Sue.
Okay.
Jennifer.
Yeah. Philosophy from Rish and Jennifer McCormick. The IAU definition of a celestial body must meet 3 criteria to be classified as a full-size planet: orbit the sun, nearly round shape, clear the neighborhood. The object must have cleared the area around its orbit of other objects. So is that why Pluto got declassified? So
I
poor
like this.
Pluto.
Yeah, all outer planets have been changing since 2024. I think Uranus will be the last to fully change signs. I believe it's on the 26th of April. It's moving to Gemini after 80 odd years in Taurus.
Oh boy. Gemini's a sexy planet or a sexy sign. It should say it should be interesting. 80 years, interesting.
Yeah, I'm pleased
Yeah.
it's leaving Taurus. It's been doing nothing but give me
Wow.
an headache.
Yeah.
Jennifer.
What would you say about the new grid being a living, breathing being, expanding and contracting and undulation in unison with the flowing cosmic energies, also our energies, similar to a membrane mesh? Now that's sexy, Sue. That's, oh, yes. And it's light. Yes.
Go for it, Jennifer.
Living light. That doesn't get much sexier.
Wow.
Like, yeah.
So
It's interesting because that when I was channeling earlier in the week, they were talking about the heartbeats. And so it's like a heartbeat where you could call it the breath or the heartbeat, but they're both expanding and contracting. So she's picking up on the same thing. And so what they told me was, they meaning our neighbors, was that the all the heartbeats have to come into alignment. So the heartbeat of the individual, the heartbeat of a group, we're one heartbeat right now too. The heartbeat of the earth itself, the planet itself. Then we're going to go into other planets and galaxies and universes up into the infinite intelligent. And it all has to like link in together. That's what they told me. So that kind of makes sense with
go for it. There you go.
I'm wowed by all of this. I'm just like we talk about it, but then when you actually start experiencing it and seeing it in front of you, it's just, that's a whole nother level of wow. So I'm in awe. I think that's a good place to be. I think awe is a really good place to be. And I think more and more people are going to finding themselves in just pure awe.
Yeah. Totally. 100%.
Yeah.
Beautiful thing. So membrane, sorry, can we just bring that back up? So similar to a membrane mesh.
Because we are a grid too, the etheric layer of the body, the first one before the emotional and the mental layers, right, is very grid-like because we're also, electromagnetic beings. We have an electromagnetic resonance that comes from the heart and from the brain, right, too. And so there's these grids within grids, it's just,
I love this. I love it. Keep going. I just love
like
it.
The patterns, the flowers of life, the beauty of it.
This is why we created the Cosmic Lounge. Spirit said, "Come on, Colin, Ava, get this stuff on the go. This is it. You're just describing
it's fascination in motion. Fascination in motion."
I'm going to throw a couple of bits in here.
Oh my God.
So absolutely beautiful. Yeah. Contracting, expanding and contracting in unison with the flowing cosmic energy. I love the similar to a membrane mesh. Now then, where do we go with this? Because let's say, I think Spirit are allowing me a couple of bits here. Oh, hang on, Rich. I love this. I was getting it recently. I've seen hula hoops spinning and making strategically placed. There you go.
Yeah.
Now we're starting to get somewhere.
Multiple
guys,
people are channeling the same thing, but maybe in slightly different ways. Yeah.
Now we're getting somewhere. So, okay, let's look at the birthing process. I believe at some point, possibly over the last 10 to 7 years, just as the birthing process would take place, the waters broke, so to speak. Okay. And that pierced the membrane. And then we've had the flood, i.e. the flood of wavelengths, frequencies, and vibrations. So that clearly is a part of what's happening. It's almost like we can liken it to a cosmic birth, but we're putting it in a human form.
It is a cosmic birth. I got that too. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's like, Okay. So the waters are broken. And then we've got the great flood. So the great floods is the cosmic waves, wavelengths of energies and light, we can say. And then we talk about the veil, where it's always been referred to on the other side of the veil. Well, maybe the membrane was the veil, and that's been pierced. Maybe the veil never actually existed. Maybe it was always an illusion within our own mind. We're just trying to describe something about the next dimension, what we was kind of started to connect with, especially mediumship, etc., and channeling. So we've got these kind of various aspects playing in. One of the ones what I wanted to come kind of bring to everybody's attention is, well, actually, it's not me what wants to bring it. I think it's these guys what's coming in at the minute. Is to understand the many layers of this event and not fear or be put off or demotivated by any of them, to read them and view them with a degree of detachment, not just this discernment, but also with detachment. It doesn't mean to say that we're going to be cold-hearted and we're just going to be looking at something and it's over there. It doesn't mean that. It's recognizing that when we see the world and we look at our spiritual expanse and all its infinite kind of awareness, is to recognize that we're at the core and center point of it. And what we're seeing externally is our responsibility. And to take that responsibility on board in some way, shape, or form as a form of frequencies of light, and it will back up and support the reason and being, the reason of our own being. That as we're seeing what may be referred to as a great turbulence externally to our eyes, there's a great turbulence within us, because we've got to go through these turbulent waters. We've got to encounter them. Because we're going to enter a moment, I believe, and what they're saying is, we'll all be faced with a choice, and that choice will determine which way the world goes. But we've got to get to the point where we believe that the light may even have left us, when all things appear to be dark and dense and heavy, and yet it won't be. It's that our light will be at the center point of it all, and as a collective, we will gather that light, that energy towards us, and that's when the true transformation will take place. So what we're looking at here is individual particles, i.e. each individual soul and person. What we're looking at is the preparation to merge as a collective in order to transform all the energy of what we're witnessing and being a part of at the moment.
Yeah. That's very dark night of the soul, because it's like when you're going through your own individual spiritual transformation. This is where Miss Rose comes in. You get to that, there is this point, and I know probably many of you have experienced this. You get to this point where like you feel like even God has left you or rejected you, you know what I mean? And it's like that is how low you go. You're like the lowest of the low in your density, and feeling like you're completely isolated and alone is the very far end of the spectrum. And you're just like, even you're begging God to take you back. And like, I'll give up my existence for you just to be one with you again. Like that's dark night of the soul. And it's, and of course, after that, you're like reborn and born all anew in it. It just all kind of goes away. And every, grain of sand is the most beautiful thing you ever saw after that. Cause then you're back into the, extraordinary beauty. But that's kind of like what you're speaking. You feel like the light has left you. You feel like it's just all gone out. And then it comes back on, but you have to have some memory, like I don't have all of the memory. It's there, but I don't have it all. Come of when I went through all of this transformation. I have enough to remember, so I'm, so I still retain a level of understanding that can help me move forward and talk to people about this too. But, but as bad as it looks, I don't think it's that bad. I just,
No.
I mean, as bad as the world is looking, we will embark on a renaissance. And what you said is like the giving birth. That's what they said, that we will give birth when all of the heartbeats synchronize.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just repeating what I got. I got
Yeah.
told.
Totally. Well, we're
So,
trying to piece the puzzle together, aren't we? Really, this is what,
yeah,
in one respect, and we're trying to piece the puzzle together, and yet we have an inner knowing we are the puzzle itself, and there is a
yeah,
there's a completion to us. Sounded a bit cryptic, but I think it's important to maybe bear in mind when we're talking about the new grid, that the new grid is going to contain, let's say, the old grid, or the present grid, not the old one. The present grid is made up of a specific spectrum of wavelengths, frequencies, and vibrations. And that's the one we've been operating. That's been the ocean of the frequencies we've been swimming in at the moment. So we're now getting closer to what we think is closer to the surface, if you like. And as we get close to the surface, that's when we start sensing the new grid, what we refer to as the new grid. What fascinates me with, if we call it a new grid, what fascinates me with it is the potential of a completely new spectrum of wavelengths, frequencies, and vibrations beyond time and space. And as we step into it, as we ascend and merge and attune and harmonize with it and blend with those frequencies, those new ones, what we're about to meet and merge, potentially the human mind can't comprehend. The vastness of awareness of who we actually are, way beyond our, and I'm going to, I like to throw bits in, way beyond even the seventh dimension. It's like, because between the first and the seventh dimension, they represent the seven planes. And we're kind of starting to understand the seven planes. What's beyond the seven planes of existence? Okay, now we can say it's the cosmos, it's blah, it's this. Okay, what is it really? What actually is contained in that space? Now, I can honestly say initially there's clarity. And in that clarity is going to be a knowing, a spontaneous, instantaneous, and intuitive knowing at all times within each one of us. And that also then is going to lead us to a word, what we discussed, or what was brought up the other day. Spontaneous telepathic attunement. We'll no longer use the vocal cords or our voice for speech. It will be more telepathic, and we'll be communicating and understanding every mind at that point. And that's the minimum what we're going to kind of have. I was in a conversation last night and a point came up. I thought to myself, right, I've got an in-person thing. I'm going to finish at 8:30 rather than 9 o'clock. I was like, okay, good. That'll be a nice time. It was going to be starting at 6:30, finish at 8:30. When we arrived and we was getting set up, because it was PowerPoint with a screen and the pictures and images, the guy who owns the place said to Ava, do you think you can finish for 8:30? So then we kind of like brought it fed into the presentation, because it was referring to psychic ability, awareness, and telepathy. So then we said, okay, you've got two minds thinking exactly the same. We can debate who thought it first. That's kind of irrelevant. Did he pick my thoughts up? Did I pick his thoughts up? Doesn't matter.
yeah.
The fact is it took place, and there was a distance between us both. Let's say of 2 kilometers. And what we're looking at on the new grid, we can forget kilometers. We're talking expanding into the infinity of awareness completely, or at least to its next stage, way beyond our imagination or comprehension at the minute. Now, I know that sounds insulting to some people, and I don't really like using that word, way beyond we can imagine. I don't like that bit, but we kind of get some meaning behind it.
Infinity of awareness is
And it's like,
beautiful.
and we're at the fringes of it. We're literally on the fringes of it. We just need to get through this. Whatever, we need this explosion. We need this chemical reaction.
Yeah.
What's building?
Yeah. We need to.
We need
Yeah.
to gather all this energy, what's taking place on the planet, mentally, emotionally, energetically, get it in the mix, and we need that chemical. We want the chemical reaction, because if we reach the critical mass, we'll have the chemical reaction, and it's the chemical reaction what's going to get us into that infinite awareness. And we're not going to come back. We're not going to be looking back at the densities no more. They're just going to be dissolved completely. However, shall we have a look at some of these beautiful comments and questions?
Yeah. The telepathic connection is important. Like, that's really important. It's there again. I'm going to say this too. Like, there's that movie Powder. It's back from the 80s, but it's a really good movie. But there's a scene where he's talking about what it's like to have a telepathic connection, as a collective society, and it's like everybody knows each other's thoughts, so no one can hide anything. Too, like, so there really would be no ego, right? It's a very different state of mind and state of being too. And like, we absolutely want telepathic connection. We like, and I don't normally say things like that, but yes, we do.
Yeah.
It's emotional and it's thought, but it's important. And our telepathic connection is also our channeling. So to be a good channel, we have to be as clear as possible. Don't look at yourself as like, oh, I'm not clear. Oh, I'm this, I'm bad. Don't look at it that way. Just say, I have to keep maybe call it refining my connection, to get free of distraction and distortion and things like that. And so that includes projecting into the telepathic connectance. So, because if we could confuse what we're receiving from what we're actually transmitting. And so it's important to like learn to work that muscle too, so that we're not distorting with our own minds the message that we're receiving too. So in order for these channeled messages to come through, they are looking for a nice clear pathway. Because everybody here probably wants to channel, right? But that also includes us being able to communicate with one another. And so the airwaves aren't all jammed up with distortion. And now the airwaves of us are clear, the clarity.
Totally.
It's all coming together.
Yeah, it's a brilliant point, Jennifer.
All the little pieces, they're coming together.
Yeah. I think that's
super cool.
Yeah, I think that's an absolutely brilliant point. The old grid, when I look at the etheric web of the planet, we know we have the etheric web around ourselves. So we know we're transforming old energy within our own etheric body. That old stagnant stuff is clearing. That's why we're feeling them. The flow of light and the stream of consciousness is able to flow a lot clearer in a most beautiful way. We know from that point, boom, we emanate or shine or become brighter, whatever we want to call it. I think also the big connection here is with the soul. I think this week we've just, I think any layer, because we know there's many layers around the soul, but one of the outer layers has just been cracked and fragmented. Some of those, that crack has created some fragments to drop off and fall away. So therefore indicates it's connected to our soul. Quickly, there's one point when I was sitting here listening to what you were saying, Jennifer, and I'm sitting with spirit and those guides at the minute, and what they wanted to reference, or what they do wish to reference, is the etheric web at the moment is being cleared. Everybody's clearing it. It's not just a small group and one individual. It's everybody who's literally on the spiritual path, and somewhat or not, somehow their light is clearing the frequencies and vibrations of the etheric grid of the planet. And what they were saying is, the more that can be cleared, the clearer the communication with the new grid is going to be able to take place, which is an interesting fact, isn't it? Factor. It's like, okay, let's clear the old grid. That will blend and merge with the new one. And there'll be lots of prizes in that space. But I want to keep quiet now, because I know shall we read some comments? I think there's some brilliant comments. So, Lizzie, unity consciousness. Yeah, totally get, Lizzie. Brilliant stuff. Let's have a look.
And that's telepathic.
Yeah. Rish is with us. Hi, Rish. Thanks for joining
Hi,
us.
Rish.
Rish put a comment in. Let's have a look. Where did she put it? Okay. Philosopher Lizzie Anson, transmission. Not. Oh, I like this one. I don't know whether Ava can find this one. Philosophy with Rish. Transmission knocked me on my ass this week. Following last Sunday with our spirit counterparts through your vessel. Okay. Sorry for laughing, Rich. I'm sorry, but you put it in such a beautiful, cute way. So she got knocked on her ass last week with the counterparts through the vessel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Brilliant stuff. Philosophy, Rich. I figured it was going to be a powerful transmission of light codes before I started. How are you feeling now?
Yeah.
Okay. This is part telling us.
So they're talking from another event, yeah, that you had. Yeah. Too.
Go for it, Jennifer. There you go, Lizzie.
I was just there's something that just came to me while you were speaking too is I just want to offer an alternative way of lens of looking at the world events right now. Is it possible that things have to look that bad in order to wake enough people up? Because right now we're on a pretty high alert. So the people who were, just focused on their everyday stuff are focused on the world. Everybody's coming to kind of like a high alert. So it kind of, what does it do? It kind of wakes people up, like the possibility of, annihilation. Sorry, bad word, but is, just like the ego fears annihilation when we're going through spiritual transformation and, even triggers and things like that. There's always a fear of annihilation, right? But when we're looking at the world, as it looks like we're in this like World War III kind of type of thing, it's like that possibility wakes people up. A lot of people, not just spiritual people, right? Yeah. So is it possible that lens is needed in order to get people to pay attention 100%. So that we can collectively come together in a way that is going to be like, okay, we want door number 3. So just a way of looking at it, that maybe things are never quite as they seem, right? There's always a little bit of mirroring, smoke and mirrors and things. Like, so is it possible that we need to look at it a certain way so that we will take it more seriously and really, really want change? Because now we're seeing exposure. Illumination is exposure. We're seeing the fire energy, transforming things, purging things, burning it up kind of thing too. A lot of exposure. And like I said, it's not just on one island, it's around the world. So with the exposure also comes the cleansing. It also comes the surprise for people. And so, but when we uncover things, then we enable it to be transformed.
Yes.
So just kind of another way of looking at it too. So
I agree, Jennifer. I tell you, I think the thing is, we have a tendency and we know this as a species, we've seen it century after century, year after year, all the time. It's over there somewhere. It don't matter to me. It's over there. I'm not involved in it. Yeah. And so we have that sense of, there's a sense of fear in there where the human mind thinks, well, I hope it doesn't come here. I'm okay at the minute. I'll just carry on. And I'll just try and avoid it a little bit,
Exactly.
And it's like
the avoidance.
Can't no more. This, I honestly believe, and again, I've got the 30-year syndrome, so I'll say it. I've not waited as such, being informed that this day was coming for over 30 years. And we're at that moment now where it's not just going to be a reflection, what people can turn away from. It's going to be an event where everybody's going to feel and be involved in. Yeah. So that then all of us can say, no, we don't want this way of living or way of being. We're having the new one. And what fascinated me this last week with this last wave was when it pierced the it seemed to pierce that dense shell within people. You know, we normally peel the layers off, healing, shadow work, etc. But this one, it's like the cosmos sent a specific intensity, or imputed a specific intensity to crack that shell. And people have felt what they felt in the last week. Immediately, that tells me that the cosmos literally is ordering that every soul on the planet is going to be cracked open. So those what are in denial, even those what are in total denial and doing what they believe to be correct, even if it appears to be the opposite of the light, behaving and blending with the light, even those souls are going to be cracked open. And it's not a fantasy for me. This is what I've always seen and imagined. And because this sounds ridiculous. I don't believe any soul on the planet, however we may think about them, whether we've got a mind of judgment towards them or not, no soul can be left out of this event. It would be so wrong, and that we can't go forward as a species if we did it or handled it in any other way. It's got to be done in harmony with the cosmos and the light of the cosmos, or the clarity or the clear mind of cosmic consciousness, whichever way we look at it.
Yeah.
So it gives us hope when some people say they'll never learn. It's like, okay, you know, a leopard never changes its spots. Oh, okay. We're witness and living proof that we change. We do change our spots. You know, we've got so much evidence now. So all those kind of aspects are out the window. And I find it absolutely stunningly beautiful that no soul is going to be left alone. It will be left out of this loop.
It's all forgiven. It will all be forgiven in the way that word is intended to be used. And you're saying the same thing that I was getting, that you're talking about personal responsibility. And you're talking about, it doesn't affect me, but it's just the avoidance. And it's if there was a pandemic, it's avoidance. People, we avoid our feelings, we avoid ourselves, we avoid our own consciousness, we avoid taking responsibility for our lives, for our part in the process and all that too. And it's just, I see it everywhere. It's what destroys relationships. And so that's what we've really got to wake up from, is what we're avoiding.
Yeah.
Which is,
we've got to be, I think basically in a nutshell, we've got to grow up. You know, it's that question, isn't it?
We have to mature. We have to mature.
At what point does the mind become enlightened?
Mm-hmm.
When it matures, when it grows up, when it becomes an adult. Because at the minute, and it's not knocking any of us, we've placed ourselves in circumstances and in relation to our own previous incarnations and the mind we've brought to the planet and the conditions around the planet. I mean, when we look at all the facets, it's like, this is phenomenal stuff. This is brilliant stuff. This is absolutely brilliant. It's like, okay, guys, we're just going to land in a soup and we're going to learn to swim in it, and we're going to experience this and the other. But somehow we're going to find our way through it. And we're going to like shake it all off, like a dog coming out of, diving into a lake and shaking it off, drying off and going, well, that was refreshing. Right, off we go then, carry on. But I just really want to, because I like this interactiveness. So, Annie, exactly. All is not what it will seem or look like. Thank you, Annie.
Yeah.
Sue, with the membrane. Lizzie, Unity. Oops, I've gone too far back, I think. Judith's there. Hi, Judith. And then we'll go to, because I wanted to catch Lizzie's, because that was a nice conversation. So, Lizzie said, how are you feeling now? Rish says, feeling good, thanks. A lot of unexpected emotions. That's what's happening, Rish. Yet knowing it's a must and all part of ongoing movements. So, all good. Sue settled down early today. Again, brilliant. Let's have a look. Rish, thanks for asking and much love to you. Oh, they're having their own private conversation.
Yeah.
I like Lizzie's response here. She says, my galactic beings of light are pretty cool. The same
I love that.
Lizzie. Jennifer McCormick, yes, that's correct. I don't know which part of you guys are talking about. My partner was Gemini. Hi to Charlene. Charlene's here. Hi, Charlene.
Hi, Charlene. Yeah.
Let's have, do you want to, then we've got, let's have a look. Exactly. Heidi, exactly, Jennifer, is incredibly felt. Miss that one.
Yeah.
And then the next one will be, hi, Helen Marie Caton McClintock. Lovely to see you. Thanks for joining us. Rish, I love this. I was getting it recently as seeing, hula hoops. Hoops. I used to love hula hoops as a kid. There was a sweet dish. Well, kind of.
Imagine what you could only imagine, and it will be.
Yeah, Arnie.
I like that, Arnie.
That's it. If you keep going, if you can, we'll keep going for these. And you read them out, Jennifer, if you wish, please.
Not sure where we are too, but yeah, from
kind of reminds me
of when I noticed a shift in 2020, the color so vivid and crisp. Heidi was also saying that since she was 12, she has been saying she would live through catastrophic events and the world changing. But why would a 12-year-old think that? Yeah.
Yeah, Heidi.
Exactly. Yeah. Too.
There you go. I've been seeing it since I was 12.
Yeah. A lot of things about telepathy here too, as well.
Okay. Why would a 12? Well, you was obviously clear-minded enough, and your soul was capable of carrying that, Heidi. So, Sue.
Hard on a 12-year-old to get that kind of message, though. That's like, wow, that's a heavy load.
That's true. Yeah. Hope you enjoyed it, Heidi. Sounds good to me.
I'm like, poor baby. And Colin's like, okay.
Treat the light fantastic, Heidi. Come on.
Surf the wave, babe.
Use it as a springboard.
All right. Telepathy already happening since as a sense of collective mutual knowing without language through thought, also being able to hear others' thoughts no matter the distance, not as snooping through integrity and enfolding clarity and purity. Yeah. So that's the thing with telepathy is you don't want to give it to the wrong people at the wrong time. So, but it will still be distorted. So that's the thing. Clear telepathy comes with a clear mind and a clear channel. So,
I think there's a good point actually. What Sue's raised and what you've just mentioned, Jennifer. I've always had this belief that we can only have what we can be responsible for with this mind as we are as a species at this moment. That all the how do I put this? Let's say that all the higher intelligent stuff, don't know, that's probably not the right way, but you understand, I think. So anything of a greater intelligence has been specifically kept out of our hands, because we've got to get through this age of the ego before we step into that one, because we would only wish to control, manipulate and abuse with it, like we're seeing at the moment. So I totally agree. It's like once we get in the clear, then integrity and pure mindedness will be very present at all times, I believe.
Yeah.
Good point, Sue.
Yeah.
So that's a lot. Heidi, I also asked for a goblet glass to be placed over me as protection.
I didn't know what a goblet was. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Good job we didn't say goblin.
So when she was 12, she asked for them to put the goblet, so that's that kind of, over
like
as protection. Yeah, exactly. But she didn't even know what it was.
No. Interesting.
So, but she said the word. Yeah. That's interesting. I wonder if there's a little past life action in there.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, Heidi. Now you've like everything, we've all brought aspects of our previous lives into this one. Clearly, this was part of your previous incarnations and knowledge, spiritual knowledge, what you accumulated and amassed, and brought some of it into it. To ask for a goblin glass as a protection.
A goblet. Goblin are those little.
A goblet glass with a goblin in it.
You're
you got
so
any
cute,
goblins?
Colin.
Heidi, have you got any goblins sitting on your shoulder when you're out a minute?
Well, they do put those for protection too, don't they? Put them in front of like churches and things,
Mm,
like supposed to protect the buildings.
yeah.
Goblin,
There you
Heidi,
go.
dragon warrior princess.
Oh, anyway, Heidi, you know what I
Uh,
mean, Heidi. Goblet or goblins, it's okay. Take what you want with it.
Arnie and Heidi were on Messages from the Enchanted Realms, the quote, the fairy show that we do too. And I channeled a double message for Heidi and Arnie at the same time from dragon spirits. And so that's where that's coming from, because they're now their soul dragon brother sister now.
Right.
So that's
Love it.
the backstory behind that.
Oh, I love it. Oh, I do have some past life memories. Well, clearly the goblet is one of them, Heidi.
Yeah.
Not the goblin. So, next one. Let's
Or
have a
maybe
look.
both.
Maybe it was the goblin drinking out the goblet. Oh, right. Let's have a look. Philosophy, so much more but too long to type. Easy. Okay. Philosophy, Rish, synchronizations. Sue, brilliant. I love this one. Thinking of the organ, the skin, and all the pores and how it breathes, etc., as well as the subtle energies. Very relevant, Sue, I believe. Definitely. I mean, it sounds like I want to kind of pick up on this one, but and then we go to Arnie. Yes, that is what I feel. When all seemed lost, it is reborn. Yeah. Then Jennifer Mack, gestation. Go for it, Jennifer.
Yes, we had a gestation period. The waters broke and a beautiful cosmic being is born. Hallelujah.
Oh, yes. Oh,
Yeah.
yes. Thank you, Jennifer. Yep.
My phone wallpaper says, there can be no light without darkness and no darkness without light, for they are twin flames. For 2 years, I've had a moon phase calendar. Yeah.
Yee. Beautiful. Talking about
the sun and the moon. Yeah.
Yep. Talking about moon phase, we have moon phase community with Annie Fraser, and it's amazing. You ought to have a look at it, Heidi.
Yeah.
It's on. I don't know if it's this Sunday actually. Oops, it's on at some point, and it's all to do with moon phases, and it's on Zoom, and everybody's welcome. Just jump on and kind of Annie goes through the phases and different aspects of each phase of the moon. Brilliant stuff.
I think I've been to one of those. It was really good. Yeah.
Yeah. Annie, that is the messages I got from, who's this? Jacob Tier as well. All will be renewed, reborn, we rise. True, Annie. And then, whoops, Jeffrey, is this?
That's Jeffrey.
Hi, Jeffrey. Our responsibility is great.
Our task is an honor.
Yeah, go on, Jeffrey.
Bestowed upon us by the cosmos. Yeah. Jeffrey has a way with words, and his being is the energy that comes off of him when he speaks is magnificently beautiful.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Now, you can, them words come from light, don't they?
Yep.
So beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you. I love it. The honor bestowed on us by the cosmos. Lizzie, I was told the same thing about telepathy, which a lot of us have already accessing.
Yeah.
Yep. So true, Lizzie. Lizzie's a channel, by the way. She comes on channeling.
Excellent. Nice to meet you, Lizzie.
Yes,
Telepathy has always occurred.
Yeah. I want to keep going. Let's get through them all if we can, Jennifer.
Okay.
That's all right.
All right.
Next one. Go for it.
More natural than verbal communication, often dismissed or explained away.
Yes.
Yep.
Totally, Rish. See, you guys are all, it's so humbling to be in your space. You guys are amazing coming out this long.
Yeah.
Sue, yes, telepathy.
Yeah, this one we read. We've read this one. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
What's this one? Jeffrey. Yes, there is no gallery from which to view this. We're all squarely standing in the arena. Oh, I hope you've written a book, Jeffrey, because
it's funny. I said something similar to him last night.
There you go. Well, if you haven't, Jeffrey, it's time to put it all down. Love your lightness, coin.
Yeah.
Coin? Who's coin? Lightness.
Colin. She's Colin. She thinks you're funny.
I thought it was coin. I thought, what's going on here? Light.
She meant con. It's because they have to type on their little phones, and it's hard to get all the letters.
Imagine you do with fingers my size. I've got no chance on them. You guys are so fast on the phone. Okay, catastrophic. Yeah, we got that one. Oh, okay, we're nearly there. Are we nearly? I think so. Anyway, lightness.
I think so.
Yes, I know what you meant. I'm joking. Lightness. Heidi, I definitely will. Oh, thank you. I'm a moonchild. So you're a werewolf then, as well as a goblin.
Child, baby.
Yes.
Sorry, it reminded me of the song Shakespeare's Sister. She's
Heidi,
child.
Go for it, Jennifer. Right then. So last few minutes, Jennifer, if that's all right. Where does this leave us?
Love.
Where does it leave us?
It leaves us with love.
Yeah.
And
what's that? Just kidding. Go on, sorry.
It's all there's left, so it's like it's like the samurai sword that you're purifying the metal, and all you're going to have left is that metal. And so you can purify, you can burn it all down, and the only thing that's left is love, loving awareness too. And so what the angelic realm shared recently was, they just said, don't give up on love, because love never gave up on you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're leaving it on that note, guys. Why not? Because that's what it's about, isn't it?
Yeah.
Ultimately. And we love each other. We just don't like saying it all the time. But thankfully, we've got Jennifer Rose to say it, because she keeps reminding us.
I love you. It's so easy. But love is authenticity. So, and it's, like I said, when you take it all away, because sometimes say authenticity is above love, but love is authenticity. Authenticity is love.
Yeah.
It's beyond
Beautiful.
infinity. Yeah.
To infinity and beyond then. Buzz Lightyear, let's get on with it.
Yeah.
So
you ready? Are we going to take the quantum jump and fly into the nothingness and come out the other end in a whole new world with a little bit of memory?
This is the plan. And we're going to succeed in the plan. Nothing's going to
hold hands, buckle up.
That's the one. It's like this is it. Rose Sullivan. Sorry, I don't know much about telepathy, telekinesis, but I know a lot about love. Rose, that is so beautiful.
I think Rose is a medium too. She just came on good.
So Jennifer, thank you so much. Tony Lynn, hello for those what have been present and not kind of jumped on and spoken. Brenda, thank you so much for being with us. Tony Lynn. So unveiling the new grid. Let's do it, guys. Let's clear the way and keep going. Yeah, to be continued.
By the way, Colin joins me tomorrow, for anyone who just popped on recently, for the Love of Spirit Sunday service. And Colin is our guest medium and inspired speaker. So please do join us tomorrow. It's 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 Eastern, 6 in the UK, mediumjenniferrose.com to sign up and get the Zoom link. I do require people do that. It keeps the security of the Zoom so we don't get any naughty ones coming on in. So,
Jennifer, it's absolutely beautiful that you've invited me on to do it.
Yeah.
So thank you.
It's a year exactly. I looked at when we did it before, and I'm like, it's a year exactly from last year when you did it, and we didn't, isn't that funny? Just another synchronicity.
Jennifer, thank you so much. Guys, thank you so much.
Love you all.
Check out Jennifer's page. There's so much going on. And especially through Sacred Spiral Network, etc.
Yeah. And I just got a new YouTube channel this week. If you want to subscribe.
Yes.
I'm working towards 30.
I've got to subscribe to it. I know. So
I'm
guys,
in my 20s. I'm working towards 30. I'm on a roll.
Guys, check out Jennifer's new YouTube channel.
Yeah, thank you.
Come on, everybody subscribe.
It's Medium Jennifer Rose is my handle. Thank you. Sorry. Shameless plug, but hey, I'm going to put valuable content on there that everybody can benefit from. So including this live. So there we go.
It's not shameless whatsoever.
Thank
Tony
you.
says jenniferrose.com ?
It's mediumjenniferrose.com is my website. And then my YouTube channel is Medium Jennifer Rose. So youtube.com/Medium Jennifer Rose. That should help.
Yeah.
And on Facebook, I'm Jennifer Rose 111199 and Medium Jennifer Rose. I have 2 Facebook pages. So, but yeah, you definitely want to put mediumjenniferrose.com to get my website because there's other Jennifer Roses out there besides me.
There you go. Medium
I don't know how that happened, but it did. So,
yeah.
I'm not the only one.
Terrible.
I have to share the name.
Yeah, subbed. Heidi's just subscribed.
Oh, thank you, Heidi. Love you, girl.
That's so sweet of you, Heidi. So, yes. And check out everything what Jennifer's got coming up. Thanks to Jennifer so much. Thanks to you guys. Thank you to Kelly Brickle and Nancy and everybody over at Sacred Spiral Network. Thank you so much to Ava behind the scenes. Yes, Jennifer, go on.
Oh, she's asking me if I can put it on my page. I think like on the comments, is that what you mean? I think I can. So I don't want to keep you guys waiting. So I'm
there's no rush. We've got plenty of time.
There's no rush.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you put that on your page? What do you mean on? Sorry, Tony, what do you mean? Which page? You mean, shall we put it in the comments now?
All right. So hold on. So this is, I don't know if this is going to work. Let me see.
No rush. We've got plenty of time.
Let me see if it works. Okay. So that's my YouTube channel. And then my website is to come see Colin and myself and my angel team. My website is right here.
Brilliant. There you go.
Yeah, I don't put the Zoom link public. You do have to go through my website to get it. It's free, or you can make a donation if you want. I give some of the donations to charity. But it's a very loving, high vibe space. We have people come back every time because they love to be in the energy. So we have healing, and then my angel team is Nancy Martala, Stacy Cherry, Fran Pierce, and Kelly Brickle. Kelly Brickle won't be there because she's in the Oregon doing her conference right now, teaching her classes, but she's with us in spirit.
Yay.
So, and yours truly, Colin, is our guest medium.
We're going to be chipping the light. Fantastic.
Yes, we are. Guys. Yes, we are. I'm looking forward to it.
Me too. So if you wish any of our information, thank you so much, Jennifer. Check out Monoka Consciousness Group or Ethereal Virtual Center. Remember, if you will, please, Cosmic Lounge is on. It just started, so we're going to start getting more stuff onto the Cosmic Lounge. I don't know what else to say apart
it's
from.
So cool. I love the Cosmic Lounge. It's just perfect. It's so perfect.
It seems. Oh, thank you. I'm looking forward to mediumship. Me too, Tony. Tonya. It's funny. I mean, I don't even know why we're finishing, but I suppose. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Colin. Thank you, Ava. Beautiful. Ava takes care of us. She makes all this magic happen.
She's like the wizard behind the curtain. She just breaks everything. You know. So
very talented one at that.
Beautiful. Thank you, everybody. Jennifer, lots of love. We'll be back very soon. I know we've got Rish, we've got Lizzie coming up. We've got so much coming up in the future shows. But most of all, Unveiling, the new grid has arrived, guys. Let's get into it and start utilizing and wait with those cosmic beings in there. Thank you so much. Lots of love. Until next time.
Love. Bye, everybody.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.